I woke up before the sun today, not because I had somewhere to be, but because my body no longer waits for alarms. I sat by the window as the sky slowly changed its mind about the night. At 80 years old, mornings come quietly. No rush, no noise, just breath, light, and time. It was in that stillness that the truth finally settled in me. 80 years is long enough to watch dreams rise and fall. Long enough to build things you once thought would last forever. Long enough to say goodbye more times than you ever practiced for. At this age, the world feels different, not smaller, but farther away. The days move on whether you're ready or not. And somehow, you're still here, standing in the middle of it all. People ask me what it's like to be 80. Some ask with curiosity, others with fear, a few with pity. They think old age is only about loss. And yes, there is loss. But what they don't tell you is that when so much is taken away, what remains becomes incredibly clear. If you're younger than me, listen gently. If you're older, sit with me for a moment. This isn't advice shouted from a podium. It's a quiet truth spoken from a long road traveled. This is what 80 years of life taught me. The first hard truth is this: nothing truly belongs to us. There was a time when I believed my life was defined by what I owned: the house, the job title, the respect of others. I carried those things like proof that my years mattered. I protected them fiercely. I worried constantly about losing them. But over time, I watched possessions change hands. I watched careers fade into memories that no one asks about anymore. I watched my name slowly disappear from rooms it once filled. And here I am, still whole. What remains isn't what you collect. It's who you become while trying to hold on. The patience you learned. The integrity you practiced when no one was watching. The quiet honesty you carried through difficult years. Those things don't get packed into boxes or passed on to strangers. They stay with you. I also learned that people, too, are not owned. We like to say my spouse, my child, my friend. But time taught me something softer and truer. We are only borrowing each other. I borrowed love. I borrowed laughter. I borrowed companionship. And one by one, I had to return them. At first, that felt unbearable, like being robbed. But later, I understood that borrowing something precious doesn't make its return cruel. It makes its presence meaningful. What remains isn't the ache of loss alone. It's gratitude for having been trusted with love at all. Another truth came slowly, almost unnoticed. Life isn't built from the moments we wait for. It's built from the moments we overlook. When I was younger, I lived ahead of myself, always preparing for the next chapter, the next milestone. I thought happiness lived just beyond the horizon. Now, looking back, I see that life was happening quietly all along, in shared meals, in ordinary afternoons, in conversations that didn't seem important at the time. What remains are not the grand events. It's the sound of a familiar laugh, the warmth of a cup held between tired hands, the feeling of being fully present for something small and fleeting. If I could return at any age, I wouldn't chase more achievement. I would practice more attention. Then there is solitude. This is the part few speak honestly about. As people leave and roles dissolve, you are eventually left alone with yourself. And that can be frightening if you've spent your life avoiding that company. Many people stay busy to escape their own thoughts. They fill every silence. They outrun reflection. But at 80, the body slows whether the mind is ready or not. I learned to sit in that stillness. I met the person I had been postponing my whole life, and slowly we made peace. I forgave the mistakes. I softened toward the failures. I stopped demanding perfection from a man who had simply been learning as he went. What remains is the relationship you build with yourself. If that relationship is kind, old age becomes a place of refuge. If it is harsh, no amount of company can save you from loneliness. People often ask about regrets. Yes, I have them, but not the ones I expected. I don't regret trying and failing. I regret staying silent when love should have been spoken. I regret choosing pride over tenderness. I regret moments when I was right, but unkind. Time has a way of stripping arguments of their importance. Names fade, positions change, but the memory of how you made someone feel lingers longer than any victory. What remains is the understanding that kindness was never weakness. It was wisdom, waiting to be recognized. If there is someone you've been meaning to reach out to, don't wait for the perfect words. Time is rarely patient with hesitation. There's also a strange peace that comes with stepping out of the center of the world. I once needed to be important, needed to be noticed, needed to matter loudly. But now, I see the beauty in watching life continue without needing my permission. I see the younger generations moving quickly, making their own mistakes, learning their own lessons. And instead of bitterness, I feel relief. What remains is the freedom of being a witness, of knowing your chapter mattered, even if the story continues without you. And finally, the greatest truth of all, gratitude is what survives everything. After all the goodbyes, after the disappointments, after the quiet evenings and empty rooms, gratitude remains. Gratitude for having been here at all, for having loved deeply, even when it hurt, for having seen the world change colors so many times, for having lived long enough to understand what matters. I am not afraid of the end anymore, because I've learned that life doesn't disappear. It simply moves on, carrying pieces of us forward. If you're listening to this, don't wait until you're 80 to learn these truths. Look for what remains now, in this breath, in this moment, in the people you still have time to love. Thank you for sitting with me in this reflection. This is Elder Soul Journal, where we honor the wisdom that time reveals. If this spoke to you, share it with someone you care about. Subscribe to walk this journey with us. And leave a comment below. What is one thing life has taught you to cherish more as the years pass? I read every word. It reminds me that none of us are ever truly alone.